They both could have done things better. It would have been so much easier if she was just like, "Hey, do you want to come ride with me?" None of this would have happened. I wouldn't have left my house like this if I knew you were working here. I wish I knew that Pocky game earlier. I would have kissed a boy much younger. You should have accepted his confession. I should have never said that. I shouldn't have told you. It must have been pretty bad for him to get arrested. I might have made a mistake. I might have been going crazy. It's not like I'm asking for the moon here. I mean, all I'm asking is just a little consideration. She used to try to get me to wash dishes, which made me annoyed. I used to have meetings with my clients, which can help me deal with customers nicely. You are my go-to, which makes me feel like a loser. You could build a deck around it, which makes it feel like an English pool. I made that seem a little bit too easy. Let it go. You need to let things with Juria go. Let me know, let me guess, I'll let you go. I will get him to help with the project. She got her brother to drive her to the airport. My mother used to get me to wash dishes. He wanted to get me to take my clothes off myself. Don't talk to me until I get my work done. I have to get myself excited. I drink coffee to get my stress released. You need to get your emotions out. Get your GPS ready. Please help me get my stress out. I had my hair cut. I had the mechanic fix my car. He had her assistant organize the files. A guy trying to ask her out was my young brother. Switching everything over, that is gonna sound like 10 times chores. Everything that makes my son's everyday life difficult, like exchanging small talk or reading social cues, everything that I've helped him navigate his entire life are magnified in dating. We have only 30 seconds left. He is the only one in the family who gets me. The milk on top is delicious. The bigger gates here, they are absolutely adorable. I've heard a lot of stories of Albanian people going to another country to get higher income. I'm not sure if you like it. I don't know if I'll be able to dance anymore. How does your mother annoy you? What I'm surprised at is how quickly technology is advancing these days. What amazed me the most is your hairstyle. From what I understand, the store closes at 8 p.m. Shouldn't she apologize for what she did to Beth? I didn't know what was funny. This is truly what social media is like. I don't know about you, but that's what it's like for me. What is it like to live in Japan? What are you like when you get drunk? Here's how much of an introvert I am. He doesn't even realize how strange this could be for someone. I don't know how much you hate him. I can't wait to see how the season is wrapped up. We'll see how it works. I'll see how it goes. No matter what advice I gave him, he wouldn't listen to it. No matter how far an albatross flies, it returns home. It would be better if you just leave now. It might be best if you suggest that. I like it when you don't date him. I don't like it when you ask me out. The last episode was really cute. We got Kagaya and Miyuki fighting over whether they were gonna go to the sea or the mountains. I don't know whether tomatoes belong to vegetables or fruits. I don't care about the color, whether it's black or white. It's either I give it to Julia or maggots eat it. He was not either one of us or anyone else that I've met. I have been dreaming of living in Paris. I find that hard to believe. I find it interesting that you are dancing like that. I find it funny for you to start singing in the middle of this class. A lot of parents have a hard time as their kids become more independent. I don't go wrong with any type of chocolate. Every episode, it's just getting cuter and cuter. After dating a woman with a smoking habit, I came to not mind girls smoking. After much consideration, I came to realize that the job was not right for me. He tried many sports but never came to enjoy playing tennis. She did not come to accept the new policies at work. He runs hot easily. The leaves turn yellow in the fall. He turned 18 last month. The weather is turning cold. The caterpillar turned into a butterfly. I'm getting stronger now. If you practice consistently, you'll get good at something, whether it's playing the guitar, coding, or even cooking. When the weather gets hot, I like to cool off by swimming in the nearby lake. I don't want you to get distracted. I wanted you to listen to me. I think she wanted him to say it himself. She asked me to give her a drive to the station. I don't want you to get distracted. You want me to pick up the credit card on my way to work? What do you want me to read with my tarot card? You don't want him to miss the meeting. You don't want your parents to worry about you. You don't want to sing songs that no one knows. That is the most ridiculous story that I've heard. No girl is as pretty as you. There is nothing as empowering as just banging some guy and leaving. I'll never find a girlfriend as good as Edison. I'm not gonna see a teacher as hot as her. You have to study harder so you can pass the exam. You gotta show me where it is so I can fix it. They left their band room unlocked. Stay healthy. Stay active. Stay sharp. They kept laughing harder. You don't want to be friends with the boy so you don't get disturbed by him. Miyuki is doing whatever it takes to make sure Kagaya has a good end of the summer. Sometimes you can see planes flying over and I love that because I like to guess which way they're going. One thing that I did film was when I was coming back to New York. Can you give some examples of when a common man has the edge over a celebrity? Another example of Blakely's ability to stand out is when she started selling Spanx. If you tried eating a lemon for the first time, you would see your mouth turn into a tight pucker because of the sourness. I'm happy to see it with my own eyes. I'll go with this. I'm finished with my answer. Roads with Sakura. These characters, especially with Kagaya, get a little emotional with this episode. We're almost done with this first season. Chika usually does get in the way of her plans with Miyuki. I think he might be crossing with his eyes closed. I chose the one with the little goldfish on it. I'll wait for you to come back with my fingers crossed. I'm impressed with the mountain with snow over it. Profits increased by 20%. He missed the target by a few inches. There is a coffee shop by the station. We communicated by email. She's just getting showered in love. Cattle in human form. Japanese people try to measure how better they are in English by knowing how high they can score in the TOEIC exam. They have images of cats on them. Huima. It literally tastes good on bread. There are so many things you can do with it. Please rate your satisfaction with our service on a scale from 1 up to 10, where 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. The line for the stall was really long. She thinks she did this for nothing. It is cheaper for its price. I don't remember much of our trivial conversation, as I was desperate to get through it. As it was raining, we stayed at home. As the bell rang, everyone started to leave. I'm not here to help you with printers in the first place. I'm gonna help you with that. Do you want to help me put away the rest of groceries? This terrible laser jacket which Zahid says will help me get chicks. I have just been asking myself if I am good enough. I got myself this. I made myself a coffee. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I meant to ask you. I'm not supposed to be telling you this. But I'm not supposed to talk about it. I was supposed to have a job interview yesterday. I've been wondering how he managed to make her his girlfriend. I've been wondering if you want to go out with me. I was not expecting to climb up the stairs here and be greeted with a view of the entire shrine. I couldn't believe the fact that she committed adultery. There is no way you can get her to be your girlfriend. Chika usually does get in the way of her plans with Miyuki. His way of thinking is very logical. It is just the way it works. The way his brain works is interesting. You give me serotonin. Some teachers gave me a compliment with my voice. A few of us are gonna go grab a drink. None of them would have happened. One of the teachers told me that. Few people know the deadliest man killer is not a large beast, it's a small annoying one that's impossible to outrun. There is no coming back. I have no regrets. Try another bite. Enjoy another sip. Give me a ride. She drew another turnover. Moment has created an understanding with each other. Their reasoning is so sweet. You can taste a hint of whatever flavor they've added to it. Setting a clear and realistic deadline for each task helps you stay focused and organized, which makes it easier to achieve your goal. We made it to the store. The bottom half is batter and then in the middle is the shrimp and then the top part is completely egg. What's unique about this area is the main path and the park area are above where the cherry blossom trees are, which is actually kind of nice because I think it's pretty rare to be able to look out over almost on top of them. Usually in most places, you're under them or next to them. But it's very difficult to find a view where you're looking over the cherry blossom trees. So I think that's really nice. You see these roads with the sakura all the way down them. I love the way the branches sweep across all the way to the next tree. I love the small lights running along the floor here. It would have been so much easier if she was just like, hey, do you want to come ride with me? None of this would have happened. She suddenly started dancing on the spot. And I was like, hey, has your brain broken? If only we were aware enough to open our eyes. He is named after Thomas Edison. But he is not as smart. I'm never gonna find a girlfriend as good as Edison. I tried to read as much as I could. The writing itself isn't wowing me as much as his other writing has. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help eating it. You cannot help but accept my idea. I couldn't help but blame myself. You ended up getting upset. They got into a fight with each other but then ended up together. He studied harder and ended up a lawyer. He ended up dead. 49% of marriages end in divorce. I asked my sister who did that. Turns out, she did. At what age do they get married in your country? Doesn't your husband help you out with house chores? What would you say about the 3 biggest weaknesses your boyfriend has? Has it been hard to connect with him? How couldn't you tell me you have a boyfriend? How could he do that? How could that happen? Why can't you just tell me? Should illegal drugs be made legal like in the Netherlands and Portugal?
Everyone in the team contributes to the project's success. Poor planning contributed to the failure of the event. Her contributions to the discussion were invaluable. As far as the food goes, the restaurant is excellent. As far as the project goes, we are on schedule. I owe you a big thanks for your help. We owe it to our children to provide a safe environment. His success is owed to hard work and determination. He barely passed the exam. He was so tired that he could barely keep his eyes open. She barely touched her food at dinner. They barely spoke to each other during the meeting. He rarely goes to the movies. They rarely see each other since they moved to different cities. She seldom drinks alcohol. I'm not trying to brag here. Can you make an exception just one time for a guy trying to score some points with his wife? You cannot go wrong with this. That's how the temple came to be how it is today. Over time, she came to accept her new life in the city. Success often comes with a price of hard work and sacrifice. All our products come with a 2-year warranty. It all comes down to money in the end. The decision comes down to what the majority wants. It is worth trying. There are a couple of things worth bearing in mind about curtains. Must-see place, must-eat dish, must-visit place, must-buy products. He would live a long life, but only if he never really knew himself. You can do well only if you want to do well. He is nothing but a poet. They do nothing but cry. Nothing beats the beach in Okinawa. Nobody really talks about the parks in Tokyo at all. There is nothing as empowering as just banging some guy and leaving. While I was cooking, he was watching TV. While we were on vacation, our house was being renovated. While she likes classical music, he prefers rock. While I understand your point, I still think we should proceed with caution. They were in the process of recruitment. I know that I could have started the process of killing her confidence. How do you speak such good English? I grew up reading a lot of books. They grew up surrounded by nature in the countryside. Growing up, people would often ask me if I knew Spanish so well. She always had such wonderful Christmas picture books growing up. One of my superpowers growing up was kindness. I was an introverted person back in middle school. At the beginning of the movie, there's an important scene that sets the tone for the rest of the story. Aftertaste is 100 honey butter. I wasn't expecting that. I was literally about to say, "Oh, this only tastes like chicken," but then right at the end I got the honey butter taste. She learned to play the piano at the age of 5. What I mean by that is whenever you watch Japanese anime, you see these roads with the sakura all the way down them, and you see that blue sky, and this looks like that in real life. They leave cats here for their hopes or wishes to come true. It's kind of like Emma in that sense except with a cat. We also paid a little bit extra for a cute little pillow for it to sit on. This is what's left of cherry blossoms outside of the station, and they are still pretty. There's still enough for it to be beautiful. I bought a pair of shoes yesterday. The library boasts a large collection of rare books and manuscripts. With a chef's knife, I'm just going to take this chunk of chocolate and cut it down like this. You still have plenty of time. It has to be prepared to take full advantage. There has to be something between you and me. I'm just feeling very good with where I am right now. Here we have Emma, and this is where people can write their prayers and wishes for the future, and hang them on here. This is where I don't understand her behaviors. I hope we get more information about her, as well as Miyuki. I've been wondering how this world exists ever since I was a kid. I think I should be able to use phrasal verbs. Should I be pretending I don't know anything? I think I should be pretending that I know nothing. They're willing to go further. We should start the meeting without further delay, as everyone is already present and ready to begin. We need to discuss this matter further. The company plans to further expand its operations overseas. She walked further into the forest to find a better spot. I can't go any further without a break. She provided further evidence to support her argument. I love the small lights running along the floor here. We walked along the river for hours. She brought her friend along to the party. She sang a song along with the radio. The project is moving along as planned. Can I come along with you? I have a collection of anime-related stuff. Her work is related to environmental conservation. Regarding your question, I will get back to you with an answer soon. We received several complaints regarding the new policy. She's missed out a lot of life experiences, even though she has been so lucky with her family's wealth. Despite the rain, we decided to go for a hike. Despite being tired, he continued to work on the project. It's kind of like Emma in that sense, except with a cat. He's reliable in the sense that he always keeps his promises. Let me know in the comments section down below. Please find the details listed below. His performance in the exam was below average. I feel like I am better than I was before. We've made it more sophisticated than it already was. I would love to know where he was before and why he left the school. I would rather be alone than be in a relationship. That's better than tapioca tea. I think I would much rather eat wasabi mochi in a drink than tapioca tea. She would rather study for the exam than watch TV. I would rather stay home and relax tonight than go out to a party. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. The stones are huge. It's really tall. It's quite intimidating when you're standing this close, because you can really see how high up it goes. I spoke to this woman, named Lizwana. It has a special protein in its blood that stops it from freezing. The lock on the door prevented him from entering the room. Lack of funding hindered the progress of the research project. I don't know about anywhere else. It was really nice to be walking around somewhere so peaceful in Tokyo. I forgot the pins, so I literally cannot leave this tent unless I want it to blow away. This is not a camping tent. It's literally a tent designed to shield you from the sun. It's like she can see the future. She predicted everything that happened. It's like she never sleeps. She's always full of energy. It's not like I'm asking for the moon here. It's not like I meant to offend you. I was just being honest. You put the money into a little container, as opposed to giving it to the store clerk. I feel like people must think I drink. Do you want me to pick your credit card on my way to work? A mayor is likely to get out of his car on the way to work. You have to decide which route to take on the way to school to avoid any challenges along the way. Chika usually does get in the way of her plans with Miyuki. Now that I failed, can I go back in and talk to Winston Churchill and Freddie Mercury? Now that final exams are done, I'm wondering if we're going to see summer vacation now. This may not be the best way. This might not be the best way. My cheeks hurt from laughing. She arrived late to the meeting with a headache. Somehow Miyuki made this about work. This is not about my work, this is about my life. I have no idea what this is about. If you enjoy the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. What would you say about the 3 biggest weaknesses your boyfriend has? Feel free to pick up more than 3 if you have them. This is not the case. It is not the case that a person's body requires healing. This is totally the case in U.S. schools too. But in case that isn't enough for you. In case you hadn't noticed, I am a woman with ADHD, which means I have the same mental health condition. He's doing very well, considering his age. Considering the circumstances, I think we made the right decision. All things considered, I want to live in this town. I consider her critical comment as a personal insult. A few people hidden there managed to survive under the collapsed building. My concept is based on his idea. I'm based in Japan. She won the championship 3 years in a row. The team lost 5 games in a row before finally winning. We experienced a series of setbacks during the project. He won 5 games straight without a single loss. This is where I don't understand her behavior. Another example of Blakely's ability to stand out is when she started selling Spanx. Given the circumstances, we are on a rocky path. Considering my personality, being a lawyer is not for me. Given his experience in marketing, he was chosen to lead the new campaign. Considering the risks involved, it was a bold decision. Knowing the importance of the meeting, she prepared thoroughly beforehand. When they are speaking English with a strong accent, we struggle with communication. But it would be still okay, if only they spoke slowly. If only we were aware enough to open our eyes. If only we could get back there. All I can do is sit and twiddle. All you need to do is study here. All I'm asking here is a little consideration. He finished the race ahead of everyone else. He finished the race behind everyone else. She is always ahead of schedule with her work. We all agree that customer satisfaction is crucial. With that being said, I think we need to invest more in our after-sales service. The traditional methods have their advantages. With that being said, I believe adopting newer technologies will yield better results in the long term.